We are at Discovery World, which is part of SeaWorld. We're at Discovery Cove, which is part of SeaWorld.
It's like just, what time is it?
7:30. We've been up since 6. Even that was like, we've had 5 hours sleep.
Show me your bed.
Don't I look?
Can you show mine?
Very nice. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. There we go. Thank you. Of course. So these are the smallest species of otter. Found in different parts of Asia. They're Asian small-clawed otters. They're part of the mustelid family, so very closely related to ferrets and weasels.
They stay in pairs, don't they, for life?
What's that?
They stay in pairs for life, these ones?
Not necessarily. Mary might be able to answer that better than me. Most animals in general are not going to be monogamous.
Yeah.
Because if their partner, something happens to them, if they pass away, they're still going to have that drive to want to get their genetics out there.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're monogamous, but these guys, they do kind of like bond with each other for periods of time. But yeah, that would probably be a better question for Mary. I know more about dolphins. I know dolphins are not monogamous at all, so. Yeah, of course.
It's just a like button.
I love otters.
First you want to come over here, now you watch.
You talking?
Now, marmosets are in fact a type of monkey species, and there are 22 species of marmosets that are out in the world just alone, but these ones are the second smallest of the 22. The only species smaller is known as the pygmy marmoset. They're about the size of your finger, you can fit into the palm of your hand. But as you can see by looking at these ones, they're just massive in size, right? Does anyone have a guess as to how much you think these ones weigh?
4 pounds.
4 pounds, even less.
2.
How much?
2.
Even less.
Really?
1 pound. All of them are fully grown about 1 pound each, and that is as large as they will get. We do know that because we weigh them all twice a week, every single week. We have them trained to step right onto a food scale for us, so we can record their weight in grams. Usually that's somewhere between about 400 to 500 for each of them. Now to get them onto that food scale, we do have them trained
In their body, that's the mouth and the exits. So to eat though, they actually have to extrude their stomach. So they push their stomach out of this little hole in their body, they'll digest the food on the outside, and then they'll suck up all of that digested food and the nutrients as well. So it's a little bit nasty to see, but it is actually really interesting, just the process by which they go about it. I'm gonna see if I can snag one of these sea eggs over here, so we can talk about how urchins compare. You wanna go back right there? Alright, so this right here is known as a West Indian sea egg. And just like I said before, sea urchins and sea stars are really, really closely related. You guys are welcome to touch him as well. He's not very spiky. He's a little bit softer than you might expect.
Oh, yeah.
So these guys, even though it doesn't like visually seem as clear, they do have that radial symmetry as well. So they're kind of like an orange, basically. When you cut open an orange, all those slices are the exact same. They've got kind of little compartments on their inside as well that all have all the same organs, all the same parts, all the same everything. And instead of them only having their 2 feet on the bottom side, you can see he has those 2 feet all over his body. So they're kind of a little bit more mobile. They're able to move around, nooks and crannies a little bit better than a sea star would. If I flip him over and get him off my hand real quick. Very sticky. You'll be able to see his mouth, and that radial symmetry is really, really clear with their teeth. You can see the 5 teeth sticking in. Bro. I don't want to like rip any of his feet off either, so I gotta be like semi-gentle. There we go, there's let go. Alright, there we go. Oh, he's actually finishing up her meal, I think. So you can see right there in the center of his mouth, if you get a really close look, you can see the 5 little teeth. So his beak in there. So we can just put a little piece of food under there, and what's really fun with the urchins too is if you put a piece of food on their back, like when they're upside down, they can like use their 2 feet to move it all the way down their body and underneath their mouth because they can still smell it up there. Alright, dude, you got like detritus eaters as well, so that's just like dead decaying matter. They'll find basically anything on the sea floor that's already dead or in the process of dying. I'll tell you, full disclosure, we did have, unfortunately, a fish pass away last night in here. But we came in the morning and all the sea stars and the urchins were like going over to try to eat them. So we're like, okay, get off. So they just find anything. But this is a Florida horse conch. He's hiding inside his shell right now. He is a kind of snail. But right here is his foot. So this is what he'll use to move around. Basically, he just like uses it as a pedal. Just push it in the sand, move it up, how you would normally use a foot. And one of the cool facts about these guys is they actually grow with their shell. So this guy, he created this shell when he was born, and they actually use calcium carbonate from the water. They can take it out, like the ions from the water, and then they can make their own shell, basically, which is why the shell will spiral, because as the snail grows, they have to get bigger and bigger. So he's all the way up in there, and then once he dies, and maybe a sea star or an urchin eats all the matter out of it, a hermit crab will come along, and they'll find this and use it as their home. So the ocean recycles everything like that. You guys can go ahead and touch his little foot if you want. It's just nice and hard. Yeah. There's a little bit of algae on him. We do like to scrub him sometimes, get the little algae off, but anywhere there's a hard substrate, algae will find a place to settle, I'll tell you that. Feels like we just scrubbed this yesterday and it's already getting dirty again, so.
Oh yeah, I feel that rough.
Yeah. Alright. I wonder if there's maybe one more thing I can show you guys. Magic Fight is a little bit more pronounced with him. You guys see, he's really, really pretty. It's one of my favorites. I wish I could show you guys the sharks and the stingrays in here. Unfortunately, I'm not on their training team, but we do a variety of behaviors with these guys. So you can actually see Chip and Ziggy over there in the corner. Ziggy is the yellow stingray, he's the bigger one, and then Chip is the smaller Chilean ray that's chasing him around. And these guys, basically exactly where I'm sitting is their station. So we'll get in the water, we'll put our hand down, and then our hand becomes the target that they'll respond to. So they'll swim on over, we can pick them up, we can roll them over, we can do just various behaviors with them to better their health care, basically. When we do all this stuff voluntarily, I'm sure you guys maybe heard a little bit about it already with the dolphins. It takes all that stress off of them, or at least reduces it massively. We have a they're called Atlantic blue tang. And a fun fact about them is they have this dark coloration, but if you see like a light powdery blue one of the same shape, that's actually an Atlantic blue tang as well. They can just kind of change their color depending on how they're feeling.
This is incredible. Big birds for sure.
No problem. Okay. You guys want some more? Wow! We got some French fries coming in.
It's behind me.
Splash, our cow-nose ring.
Is it?
Butterflies. As you are feeding, I'll try to point out some unique ones for most of us.
So, Ashley, come here. Word of advice about the sunscreen at Discovery Cove.
That's
It is
really good, but it takes some rubbing in.
very thick. Ashley's been doing this for about 2 minutes now, and she still looks white as Casper.
Film the cabana.
So, me and Ash have got our own private cabana, which we paid for, so we've got
The dolphin brought me that.
Ashley got a little present off the dolphin. Wonder who arranged that. It weren't me. This is our cabana. We've just finished off the keepers for a day and we've just been brought down to our cabana by a personal host. We've got some swan made towels.
Snacks.
Got a box of snacks, crisps, pretzels, cookies, all that lovely stuff in there. We've got some of the parks. The squirrel's been after us already. The park's own sunscreen, which is coral safe, and Ashley is having a hard time rubbing it in. This is about minute 4 of her trying to get it off her face.
Actually, that looks better than the first shot.
It does. And then we've got our little stock drinks fridge. We've got some Coke, Sprite, Diet Coke, lots of water, and 2 beers for me. And then after that, we've got our own personal sun loungers looking out over the Grand Reef Lagoon, where you've got fishes and rays in there. So we are now going to have something to eat. We're going to come back to the cabana and eat it, and then I don't know what we're going to do after that. Yeah, chill. Our little lunch for today. Look at that.
Like that?
Press it together, so
Right on that bald patch. Yeah. Maybe she'll peek around, maybe she'll put her butt out, we'll see what happens. Seeing them make it into their like late 20s. We think she's 9. You guys have any questions about anything?
I'll let you get closer.
I don't know why she's all of a sudden taking the. Normally she hangs out on that branch. This branch is new, so I don't know why she's hanging out on it.
What's their vision like?
Not very good. They're typically nocturnal, so they depend more on smell and hearing than anything else. Is she around? Yeah. Okay. Oh, does she want you guys on that side? Okay, sorry. I can be done anytime. I know that they're training onyx, but he, for whatever reason, has to be over there, so I didn't know if she was doing an onyx session with you guys. But yeah, double check. I mean, I can hang here for a few more minutes.